between the world-renowned Thomas Ulsrud from Oslo in Norway, playing against one of Scotland's top teams, Ross Paterson.
So Team Paterson today, Ross Paterson will be throwing last stones, Kyle Waddle at 3, Duncan Mingus plays 2 and Michael Goodfellow will be playing lead.
And the Norwegian team skipped by Thomas Ulsrud. He's got it at third, Torgeir Nergar, second, Christopher Sva, and at lead, Harvard Vad Pettersen. Scottish team lineup: Ross Paterson, Kyle Waddle, Duncan Menzies, Mike Goodfellow. And the Norwegian boys there, as always, not shy at coming forward, Pete.
No, he likes to play to the crowd. You can see that looking at these pants they've gone again today, Dave. They've brought a bit of colour to the competition. In fact, into curling since way back, sort of 2009-10, they started wearing their coloured trousers. Got a lot of interest, and subsequently I think I've gained quite a bit of sponsorship and notoriety from wearing them.
It must be National Ice Cream Day, I think, in Norway today, the way the guys have got their 99s on.
Yeah, very bright. Not sure what they're quite meant to be, but yellow, pink and white. Not something I think you'd have seen yourself on ice at any point, Dave.
Possibly not, Pete. So what we're doing here is the Norwegian boys have got one draw shot here. It's the closest to the centre. With his one draw shot will establish who's the last stone at the first end. Ross Paterson threw first and just went to the back of the button, so let's see if Thomas Ulsrud can get into the button to get the last stone.
So you'll see a lot of communication here. Thomas throwing the stone, shouting, telling them where he thinks it is. The sweepers are really, it's down to them to judge the weight of this. So they're trying to judge the weight. Meanwhile, Thomas has thrown the stone and his third player in the head are judging the line.
Working it hard is to get the white in the centre. Wow, that's going to be close.
Looks like a measure between Paterson and Stone, who you didn't see was very similar distance away, but the umpire will tell us just in a few seconds who has the last stone advantage.
So expecting a good game here, Pete. Some very experienced curlers on the ice, and although Paterson's team is a new formation this year, they've all been around the junior ranks for a long time with some real notable achievements along the way. Ulsrud, 47-year-old, is a very, very experienced team from Norway. Not curling nearly as much as they have been in past years, but still trying hard for one more Olympic cycle, I think.
Yeah, just looking at these guys here, Dave, Ulsrud been curling competitively, as you say, for a seriously long time. I seem to remember Thomas first visiting Scotland back in 1985, playing in the World Juniors in Perth, in the old ice rink. Aged, I think he was 15 at the time, so you can do your maths, and I think your numbers are right. So anyway, it looks like Team Paterson has won the toss in the draw shot challenge, and it's Norway to throw first. So your thoughts, Dave? Last stone advantage in 8-end game, is that big?
I think it is, Pete. I mean, because it's an 8-end game, it's shorter than the international games are just now. If you can get a jump early on, it makes it pretty tough for the other guys to catch up. But we've got good ice here in Perth. It's swinging about 5 feet, or curling 5 feet on both hands, and there's the 5 rock rule they're playing now. It's pretty easy to come back if you get behind as well.
Yeah, this new 5 rock rule leaves a lot more stones in play, more interesting for both the curlers taking part but also for the spectators watching, because it leads to more rocks in play, different opportunities and different shots to be played.
Michael Goodfellow, Olympic silver medalist. He played lead for Dave Murdoch's team in Sochi.
Line's getting better. Just halfway. Just Kyle. Yes, Kyle.
So he's going aggressive straight away. You can see Norway actually tried to throw a guard, but it crept into the front ring, so the red ring in the house there.
Straight and then curl, I think.
Paterson going into aggressive straight away, throwing a corner guard, so he's going to take it to them and look to pick up a 2 or 3 here. I'm just not sure how much time Bumpy's been spending in the gym this summer, Dave.
No, as I said earlier on, Peter, they have cut down their schedule a bit. They've only played 29 competitive games this year, and probably Chris needs a couple of more ends of sweeping to get that sorted out.
Nice shot there. So put these yellow stones 2 feet apart. Makes it difficult for the opposition to manoeuvre them around without actually knocking another yellow into the house. So Michael, I think he's going to try and split this front yellow and roll in off it.
Just through. Whoa. No. Dead through. Dunk. Curl. Gotta go.
So you can hear he wants this to curl, so he's asking the sweeper on the left hand side to sweep and put the heat into the right hand side of the stone, therefore making it swing more.
Good shot, worked well. Duncan Menzies, one of the best sweepers in the world, I would say just now, an excellent sweeper dunk. And just got an extra 2 or 3 inches of draw out of the stone, chipped it into the open, rolled behind the corner guard. The Paterson team want the game played out to the wings at this end as they've got last stone, and Norway want the game in the centre if they can. Christopher Sva, 36-year-old from Oslo. Very colourful character, Pete, as you said earlier on, and he's actually going out to Las Vegas to be one of the vice captains or one of the coaches for this year's Continental Cup, which is the Ryder Cup of curling. And having captained Chris a few times in the past, I would say that could be quite an interesting team meetings.
8 foot, T-line.
Yeah, as you say, a very colourful character, been on the curling circuit for a number of years now, well known around the world in Europe and Canada. Very likeable guy, and as you say, extremely sociable with it.
Duncan Menzies playing out turn freeze, trying to follow the Norwegian stone down.
Good.
So remind me, Dave, Duncan from Perth, which club is he a member of?
Not yet, Mike. Mike only.
I'm losing you, Peter, so it's not coming
Mikey
through at all.
only. We're high. We're high.
Yeah, Duncan, member of St Martin's Curling Club, playing out of Perth.
Yes, Mike. Hard, Mikey. Hard, Mike. Hard.
Good young curler, and as Dave said, a very effective sweeper.
14-8 shot. Good throw. Yeah.
Good weight, just didn't quite draw enough. It'll be open for Ulsrud to play a tap back in that.
Klarer du å komme til nesa? Jeg tror det, ut fra curlen ser det som hack kan gå.
So straight away we can see an aggressive game here. All 6 stones that have been thrown so far still in play, nothing through the back. So I think we can look forward to every end building up with a number of shots, and then ultimately the second with their second shots and possibly a third player looking to clear up.
Really important in the 5 rock row, you've got a third player and a second player actually who can play a lot of the big run backs and move multiple stones at once. Perhaps not the Ulsrud team's favourite style. They prefer this type of game here, the lighter shots and tap backs.
He's on the guard there. Weight looked okay, so I'm not sure if that was not enough ice or whether he was slightly tight, but the weight was certainly there to play the shot that's requested.
I like that. Barrier. Yeah. Nose okay. Come in that either. Oh wait, barrier.
So you can hear there they're calling for a barrier weight, which means a down weight strike. That will enable the sweepers to control the stone and hopefully hit this yellow rock out and lie 3 reds in the house with 1 yellow in play.
Waist good. Oh yeah. Mikey. Whoa. Mike. Whoa. 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 Roll. Good. Nice weight.
Yeah, as Ross said, they're a nice control weight. Gives them a bigger target area when they make contact with the stone in the house without rolling out.
That's fine.
They're building up a bit of pressure round about the 1 yellow stone in play here, Pete, and 3 reds. And they're looking for a half shot from Norway at some point to get a chance to move that yellow out of there, but a pretty good build up by Ross Paterson.
Target throwing a similar weight, looking to try and hit this one inside centre from the centre on the centre line side of the sheet and roll in behind the floor. Pretty good.
Yep, excellent shot.
Do you ever like this?
So remind me, Dave, number of games these two teams have
play that
played
like
so far this year. You said
Barry,
that Thomas and his team haven't played as many games, but
Yeah.
certainly from
Next
watching
turn.
results on internet and actually watching them on television and YouTube, Ross seems to be doing quite a lot of curling so far this year.
Well, Ross's guys put one of the institute teams, funded teams in Scotland, and they're basically full-time curlers now, playing 56 competitive games this season so far against Ulsrud's 29, so almost double the number of games. They've had a very good season, a massive win in Canada last month when they won their first Grand Slam, which is one of the major curling events of the year.
Line was good, maybe he's hair
Beat
on.
his fellow countryman Bruce Mouth in the final. But an excellent result for the first year together.
Yeah, I think that was the first time two Scottish teams had competed in what they call a Grand Slam competition in Canada. So great result for Scottish curling to have two of the funded teams performing at the highest level.
Yeah, they've been Paterson's a fantastic year. A first, a second, 2 thirds and 2 fifths in the events he's played in so far. And in fact, Scottish curling overall just now Pete's in a strong place. We've got 3 very competitive teams. We've got Glenn Muirhead and Ross Paterson, who are probably vying for top spot, which is held just now by Bruce Mount, who's currently ranked number 5 in the world. And he's had an incredible start to his senior curling career.
Yeah, and adding the European Championship to his CV this year as well, Bruce. So
Yeah, 15 I think it's close.
a great achievement, as you say, at an early age.
So Kyle Waddle trying to play an out-turn draw around the 2 yellows in the centre line. You see Duncan Menzies' style there, Pete, is right over the top of the stone, almost sweeping down the line of the stone, which is legal nowadays, didn't used to be.
Line's good.
But he's going to have to work really hard at this. That's not got the legs to get there.
No, that's short, unfortunately. So opportunity gone to likely going to get a 2. Ulsrud's going to get rid of this red at the back of the house and try and lie 3 shots, put a bit of pressure on Ross and his last 2 shots at the end.
Da vil vi rulle litt mot senter. Vanlig opp.
Thomas Ulsrud, skip of the team, has been for many years. Fantastic pressure curler.
Rent.
Seen him play a lot of Olympic and World Championship games to the highest standard. Harvard trying to keep it straight. Keen to lie about. Makes a nice hit and roll. Should bite at the back to the 12 foot, I think. Yep, just stays in.
Yeah, I think he's probably rolled further than he wanted there. He probably wanted that lying next to the other yellow there. I put a bit more pressure on Ross. So what he's done here is given Ross the opportunity to draw around this guard and bury one in here. So setting up the possibility of a 2 score. Has to be a good shot though. Creep past that front one and lie top 4 foot. Is probably the call. But if he makes it, Ulsrud's got a couple of yellows out front here that he can use to drive onto the red shot if it makes it into the 4 foot circle.
Similar to draw shot? Sorry? Same as a draw shot?
Yeah, that should be pretty close.
Good communication, Pete. The boys are speaking to Ross in the hack and just advising on the speed of the ice and how it's all been running since his draw shot at the start of the game.
Yeah, I think it's very important that whoever's throwing the rock, their communication is positive. They're telling him what speed to throw it at. Puts you in a far better frame of mind when you're throwing the rock.
Wait's close. Stop it. On you go then. Steady line.
So
Wait's
by
close.
calling out the top 8, it gives the third player, Kyle Waddle, a good indication of what room he needs to get past.
Hard.
Duncan working it hard, trying to get a bit of curl into it at the end of the run.
Yeah, that's a nice shot. So now, Thomas, do we draw? Do we hit? No, he's going for the draw. He's going to come up and try and freeze that and either force one, or if he can manage to tap it back, possibly steal one. But yeah, good shot, well played, but ultimately very well swept as well. Dave, that sweeping from the hog line in there made that stone swing significantly more.
Yeah, definitely, Pete. And I guess Thomas Ulsrud here, you can see where the red stone's lying. Even if he comes up a little short for second shot, it makes it incredibly difficult for Ross Paterson to draw for a 2, which is the aim of the game when you have the hammer, to score multiple points. So Ulsrud's last shot, first end, looking for the in-turn freeze.
Good line by Torga's call. It's down to the supers now to get the weight right.
Doesn't look heavy, Pete. We're going to have to work this really hard to get it close. Still holding it going. Paterson is far, working it really hard.
Sort of show that Thomas has built his reputation up over the years. But pressure on the first end, he plays an absolute pistol.
It's an outstanding shot. When you think at the first end, you're just not guessing at the weight, but working hard to get the weight right and also to get the line right. But with good communication, powerful sweeping. Thomas lost the.
Let's listen to what these guys are saying here.
It's just like forcing. Yeah. Okay. Just give him his one. I don't mind coming off the wing.
Can you come off this yellow? Just nick it. Right, like, wait, rolling.
What, the yellow?
Yeah, let you catch the very outside yellow, just like.
Kyle, do you think there's any way of nicking that yellow? Wide one, like kind of hack weight. This? No, off the yellow. Nah, no, okay. It's just a force, boys. Okay.
Yeah, looks like they're going to give up one here. Just going to throw it through and give one away.
I think the risk, Pete, was he tries to come off the wide one in the wing there and gets it wrong. Touches zone red out the back of the forefoot, could lose a big end. So probably a wise decision to concede the one shot.
Yeah, it looked like Kyle wanted to throw that through. The rest of the guys were seeing if there was any possibility of trying to get a one with the last stone, but ultimately threw it through. So good steal there.
These draws, we're overcooking a couple of
steals
them.
one at the first end.
I know we're not trying it, but full 4. There's always just going to be a 4. So just be mindful where we're trying to head, where we can't end up there.
Yeah, aye.
There's only one bit we can't be.
You're just sweeping it then to make it curl.
Still far. Weight's more important. Okay.
I think a really valid point that Ross is making there to his team. There was 2 or 3 times during the end they did end up with the stones going behind the tee line, which is fairly fatal against a top team like yours. It's going to freeze you straight away. Christopher's father did it with his stone, and so did Thomas Ulsrud. So he's reminding his boys to pay attention and get the weights right.
Yeah, I think he'd have had his last stone, his first rock there, top of the forefoot, half buried rather than behind the button. Ultimately, it cost him a 1, where if he'd left it a little bit shorter, he could possibly have got his 2. So yeah, a bit of reminder, as you say, to the front end and to the third player, communication key, and place rock placement critical.
I have to say, Pete, as a fellow front ender along with yourself for many years, we did get the reminder from day to day, hour to hour, end to end.
Yeah, it's not easy to skip from leading second, David. We did our best. So, sponsors for this event, Dave, do you want to run through who's made this event possible for us?
Well, yeah, this event's brought to us by the Mercure City Mills Hotel here in Perth, in association with Perth Kinross Council, Live Active Leisure, Perth Honda, Earnside Coaches, and we're delighted to be part of the World Curling Tour, and also greatly indebted to the World Curling Federation for providing the broadcast here this week from Perth.
Yeah, and talking about the WCF, Dave, I noted that in the New Year's Honours list that Kate Caithness was awarded a CBE, so fantastic for Kate, and also great recognition for the sport of curling.
You're absolutely right, Pete. I mean, Kate's done a phenomenal job over the years now. I think she's entering her 3rd term in office as World Curling President, and taking the game from stage to stage right into being a top Olympic sport now, with 2 disciplines, with the mixed doubles, ladies and men's events, all gaining medals. So done a brilliant job.
And WCF also running global competitions now?
Yeah, they have. The WCF have got the World Cup of Curling now, which is played in 4 different venues. There's 3 qualifying venues around the world: China, America and Sweden, and having the grand final back in China at the end of the year. So back to our game. We're looking at Christopher Sva playing an out-turn guard here. Yellows lie 2. Ross Paterson's Scottish team got 1 corner guard in play.
Yeah, he was a bit deep with his first red at the Leeds' first shot at the centre. Ross's team crept into the ring, so it was an error. So now they're on a bit of a defensive, because Ulsrud's going to force this end. He's lying 2, 1 in the 4-foot, 1 just outside, and thrown a guard. So he's taking it to Paterson. What are you going to do?
You've got to be thinking that Ulsrud's going to be pretty happy with the game so far. Didn't have the hammer, still won at the first. In a dominant position here at the second end. If he can force Paterson to take 1, he's turned the hammer around and first 3 ends, he'll be happy with that.
Yeah, just high nose.
Do that. This guard. Yeah. Okay. Hit that and roll through the corner. Yeah, just high and nose.
Yeah, so I've seen the centre yellow guard as a threat now. Looking to remove it, and if you can roll across to the edge of the 4-footer slightly wider to provide a guard at the same time. So you can play 2 shots in 1 here, really.
Yep. Hard. Whoa. Yep. Okay.
Nice shot, Duncan. Hits and rolls across, but setting up 2 corner guards. So the basic principles, Pete, of curling: when you have last stone, you want the centre to be left open as long as possible, so you can make your last shot of the end to score, and vice versa. When you have last stone, you want to have the corner guard set up to keep the play away from the centre.
He's got access to that 4-foot last rock if you get into trouble. So anyway, another guard being thrown here. Looks pretty good.
They weren't particularly worried about covering their own stone. They wanted to tempt Paterson to leave the guards up and make a play on the yellows that were in the house, which he's certainly done that successfully. Duncan Menzies' second stone at the second end.
Looking for a hack weight, hit and roll behind the centre guard here. Or if it's a bit wide, we can go behind the corner. So again, a couple of options here. We're down to the skip to judge the line.
Line! Whoa! Okay.
Pretty good, just rolling out into the open, I think. Drawn a fraction, didn't quite draw enough for them.
Yeah, so Thomas, seeing this as a threat, he's going to remove the remove the red and try and lie 2 yellows.
Whoa! Front! Hard!
Actually sweeping to try and make that one swing. Didn't draw enough, so possibly a bit much weight or slightly wide. So advantage back to Paterson now. He's got his guards in play. He's going to remove this yellow and try and roll behind cover.
Regardless of the outcome, Ulsrud will still be quite happy. Pete's got the centre guard in play here.
No. Mikey! Carl! Really gotta go.
This looks a little wide just now, anyway.
Yeah, again, try and make it swing it. To you and I, oh goodness, that was a bit of luck. well judged, the skipper. That edge, that yellow guard, just skinned it on the way past. And he's actually got a hit and roll behind the corner guard, so a big slice of luck. And you actually heard him apologising to the opposition because that wasn't the shot that was intended.
I think, Pete, if that hadn't rubbed that centre guard, it was going to be an open miss. It wasn't going to draw enough to make contact with the target stone.
No, I agree with you, Dave. This sweeping to make the stone draw just does seem a bit alien. I haven't curled for a few years, and certainly the last time I played at a decent level, we were just learning about how to make the stone swing by putting heat into one side. And if we go back to, goodness knows, a lot of years ago when we were front end and sweeping from the rock from the same side, actually we're doing more damage than good a lot of the time.
Yeah, it definitely has changed the dynamics of the game, Pete. It's perhaps not the way we would envision the game being played, but they're almost able to steer the stones down the ice now by sweeping at the right angles and the right brushing equipment. The one thing is good, every player has exactly the same type of material on his brush head, so the days of the elite teams having better equipment has no bearing now.
Yeah, and I think each brush and head is inspected before the game starts or the competition starts. They have to use a certain type of synthetic material on the brush they're using, and if it's not the right material, they can't use it.
Which is a great thing. You want to keep the game as level and as fair as possible and allow it down to the skill of the athletes as opposed to the equipment. The ice here in Perth has been playing really well this week. They're getting about 5 feet of curl on both the in-turn rotation, the clockwise rotation, and the counter-clockwise out-turn rotation. So the head iceman Paul Martin and his brother Phil providing first-class conditions for the top teams to play on.
Hard. Whoa. Sorry, just here. You're right, mate. Okay, go on 9.5. Okay.
Not bad. You'd like to little roll behind one of the guards there, but didn't quite get it right.
Looks like a hit and roll to the line here. There's a double there that would possibly lie behind cover, but gives Ross an easy draw behind the yellow, so I would think the nomination will be hit and roll on top of that red in the corner there. Yep.
He's got a couple of options, hasn't he? He can either roll behind the corner red or he can roll behind his own centre yellow.
Seems like Team Ulsrud have quite a number of sponsors on the go, Dave, so this is trappings of success over the years of being the Norwegian national champion, ex-world champion, going to Olympics, touring Canada a lot. They seem to have picked up many a sponsor.
I think they're very high profile back home as well, Pete, and they've just gets it. Well, pretty good result. He's rolled across and moved both stones into the open. He does lie first shot. But Paterson got a chance. He comes down with a quiet tap back weight and can chip it over the face, or he can just draw in there.
I think the last stone you've got to go aggressive, Dave.
Yeah.
Because if he hits and rolls out here, Thomas is going to wheel one round that yellow on top of the forefoot and make it a really hard shot to get one. So for me, with the last stone, and I think that's what Ross is going to do. He needs to go aggressive, bury one in there first, and not put it where he did the last end. So the sweepers will have that in the back of their mind. They do not want this behind the tee. They've got to land in front of the tee line, ideally fully in forefoot. So this is Ross's first year of skipping, Dave?
It is, yep. It's certainly in recent years Pete's been playing front end for a number of teams for the last few years, but stepped up this year, put his new team together, and he's had a fantastic start to the season.
Top 4, boys. Line's perfect.
Key is the stone placement here. They must be short of the tee line.
That's a good rock. I think he probably wouldn't if he'd got the choice to walk down and put that somewhere. It's pretty close where he wanted to put it, Dave. Because even if Norway comes on top of that, he's still got the 1 foot circle to draw for his 2.
Yep, absolutely perfect. Couldn't be better.
Litt ut på tå, Dogger. Der, ja.
Looking at the screen, there was the option to come
Glatt
in,
og
turn
fint
and
her,
tap
altså.
it, but
De
there's a
går bare
red
og koser
stone
med
which
den.
is
Jeg
just
hadde
sitting
15-2. Tror du virkelig han spiller
before
for
the
det?
yellow on the centre line, which is preventing
Han må
Ulsrud
spille
playing the
innan for å
in-turn
spille
tap
for
back.
Tror jeg nesten kan
Han
prøve.
var vanskelig slag for 3 uansett, men
Da skal jeg bare fryse. Ja, fryse.
I think he probably struggled to remove it, so he's going for the higher percentage shot here and going to try and draw the yellow shot. And when we talk about freezing it, he wants just his yellow to touch that red in the more and sit on top of it, making it a very difficult shot for Team Paterson to get their 2.
Den er lang. Aldri helt
Thomas
vekk.
Ulsrud, out-turn draw.
Helt vekk.
kanskje en bremse mer ute.
Helt
A bit hot here, Dave.
Super standing back, he's got lots of weight.
Bak 8.
There's red guards in play.
Bremse en del nå, men
Vær med, Håvard! Japp! Japp!
Indeed it was.
Sorry.
Well, didn't get quite as fortunate as Kyle Waddle earlier in the end, but it was a similar ricochet into play. Just a little heavier weight, Pete. That was the trouble there. He was just a little quick.
Yeah, this ice is very weight sensitive. If you get dead T-line weight, it'll draw 5 feet, as you said, but you put a little bit of weight on, and then suddenly you're only drawing 4 feet. Going up to strike weight or the peel weights, these guys can throw it literally along dead straight on the ice.
Have to be a little bit.
So Ross Paterson draw fully into the white circles here to score 2 points with his last stone of the second end.
Happy with that? Yeah, that's good.
Fancy making this, Dave? I think he's just thrown one down here. He had a good draw at the first end at the 4 foot and one here, so I think a fairly high chance he's going to make this.
Yeah, I agree, Pete. The key thing is you can't afford to take too much weight off because it will draw a lot more than this first one, but
Easy. Whoa.
Super seem quite happy with the weight.
Carl. Or T.
Back button.
Carl.
Oh, come on, you
Sneaked
gotta
this
go.
Gotta
The
go.
guards in play here as well, Dave.
Go.
Almost crept past that. And the benefits of sweeping to make it swing. Lovely weight. Well played. Ross Paterson, he can pin his 2 up and go 2-1 into the lead.
Får det så mye mindre is, så køler han plutselig.
Oh, I just gave it a tiny pop.
Aye. You just slid it here inside the brush and
I'm glad you didn't jump at the start, I just thought I
was just going to start cleaning it, but it was very similar to what how Thomas slew his.
So well played end by the Paterson team.
That was the difference.
tight. Just get it tight.
Thomas Ulsrud just hit and rolled too far with his second shot. See Michael Goodfellow, he's sweeping the inside of the stone there to make it curl more. Just got enough curl to get it past the red guard. And the boys call the weight all the way down as being T-high. So he was absolutely perfect for weight and for line.
I was still surprised that Ross was never curled sooner when you were happy with the weight.
Aye. Right, tight. Let's make it good.
So as we start the third end, you're watching live coverage from the 2019 Mercure City of Perth Masters, coming to you live from the Jurors Centre in Perth, Scotland. I'm
Really
David
high.
Hay, and I'm joined in the commentary box by Peter Smith.
We're really high just now, so if you get in's not terrible.
Sure.
Been a good game so far. Ross
corner
Paterson leads by 2 shots to 1.
Try and get it in.
Been a big month for Ross. December, he won his first Grand Slam of curling event out in Canada, and got engaged to his fiancée Sarah as well. So it's all been happening, Pete.
Yeah, big month, as you say. I did notice that on Facebook. He posted a picture that he'd got himself engaged, so congratulations to him. I hope it all goes well for him.
Yep, wish them all the best for the future. So Ulsrud having last stone this time, he's going on the offensive. He's going to be throwing the corner guards up this time, hoping to score a multiple points in this end.
Yeah.
Keeping this turn.
Michael Goodfellow is a very, very good lead player. Normally very accurate. His first one was just a little wide there. He wants to get onto the centre line. His second shot.
Yeah, his first one ran a bit straight. So looking
Kyle.
to put the centre guard up this time.
Kyle, if you can. Long. Kyle. One.
Mike's a
Submit, Kyle, if you
30-year-old
can.
based in Stirling.
There's no need to be an
Full-time professional curler. Does a bit of coaching in his spare time over the
Okay.
game.
Okay.
That is perfect, Pete.
Good.
Centre line.
I thought I was stopping short.
I know.
I thought we were stopping short on that. That's why I let Kyle in.
Havard for Paterson. Throwing his second shot.
Holding on.
Tapping out, turn draw. Round his corner guard.
Hard linje.
Harvard, a very accomplished marathon runner. Bang on the 3-hour mark for his best marathon, so just a couple of hours ahead of you and I, Pete.
Yeah, just edges you and I, Dave. Yeah, I've never run a marathon, and it's something I don't think I'll manage to do now, but yeah, good on him. He's obviously a very fit individual.
Brilliant shot. Perfect lead stones. Corner guard set up. Perfect drawing behind it.
Yeah, he's been a lead in that team for many a year, and one of the keys to success that Howard Havard is fantastic at setting up the ends. His rock placement has always been good.
Top 8. Whoa then, whoa. Back line. Top 8's too much. Good. We're high. Whoa. Waist nice. Not yet. Mate, we're high.
You see in modern day rugby, Pete, the tight head prop forward's the key man. I think in the modern day curling, the lead has a huge part to play in the game as well. If you can get the game set up properly from the start, you can be very aggressive in your tactics. If you don't get the stone placement absolutely spot on, you're always going to be struggling to get control of the end.
Yeah, totally agree, Dave. And then laterally in games when the lead, when they play the tick shots, and if they can play a couple of tick shots, pretty much wins the game for the team. And big change from years gone by, obviously, when leads traditionally were allowed to actually appeal. You won't see Leeds playing many hits now because there's not many stones. First 2 or 3 rocks at the end go into the house.
Slipping really hard to try and get past this yellow guard and get past their own stone in the house. Doesn't quite make it.
Well,
it's a little bit fortunate there.
That's 1-all in luck, I would say. Returned a compliment from the last end.
They always say these things level themselves out, but that was only a matter of waiting for about 10 stones before it levelled off, and Kyle Waddles caught the guard in the second end.
So it's actually turned out a really good result for Norway. They've got one on the forefoot behind the centre guard. So Duncan's going to try and come up and freeze this.
Just forefoot. Waist nice.
The one positive for Ross Paterson's team now is that he's drawing the game around the centre guards, reducing the scoring area quite significantly.
Just Kyle at the end. No bounce, no bounce.
Big curl, big finish on these stones at the end here. Pete, look at that's curling in there.
Really good. Good to you guys.
And that's a nice rock from Duncan.
14-6.
And well judged by the sweepers.
Perfect stone.
Good shot.
Good throw.
Nice. Just quick down there, like
Duncan Menzies, a very accomplished golfer. In fact, he's a professional caddy when he's not curling in the off-season, working at St Andrews.
Has he carried your clubs, Dave?
No, he's never been that far off the course apparently, Pete. He sticks to the short grass. So Christopher Svat wanting to open up the centre guards here, playing a take-out shot. Looking to move both the Reds. Just misses the second one.
2.5.
I think Thomas actually thought he had made the double there, Pete.
Yeah, a bit disappointed. Just missed it no more. Needed to draw maybe another inch, and he would have clipped that front red. But the danger of only clipping the front reds, he could have actually put it back in the house. So probably better what happened than touching it and putting the red in the house.
Line's okay.
So Kyle going to throw a guard here, trapping it back where the red was just hit.
Duncan,
Working it hard now. Need this one to curl quite a bit. Needs to get onto the centre line. It's also a bit short of weight.
Okay. 18.
Yeah, that's not really ideal. Probably wanted that another 4 or 5
Tin
feet
halv
further
så
up,
går det
and that
klart.
would have swung another 6
Spiller
8
her.
inches and covered it. So it's left a hole here.
Tynn som mulig i nesten!
Looks like Thomas is shouting down to his team. He wants a hack weight, so down weight. Let the stone swing a bit and control it with the sweepers.
Trying to hit this red target, so on the left hand side, so look at it and roll behind the corner guard. 44-year-old Torgen Nergar.
Ren! Bare hack! Ja! Vi! Hard!
Well, this is swinging
Hard,
big.
hard, hard,
Big
hard,
time.
hard, hard!
No, that's caught.
Plukker den.
Where's the red going?
It's okay.
Den plukker!
He wasn't very close to that, Pete. If you've got past that guy, he was going to miss it on the inside.
But no harm done, really.
Give you a few feet more than it'll curl
Paterson
more.
will try and put another guard up. So that wasn't the result he achieved, but he missed it. He missed it on the right side, I think we would say, because he'd be better catching that guard than the one that's just short of the house, which is in
Like a little bit tighter than the last one.
Line's good
Where?
this time. Line's good!
Line's good. Where are we? Halfway. Whoa, 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 it's going over, Carl. Yep, 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 hard.
Kyle Waddle trying to put the intern guard here. Looks a lot better than the first one. He can afford to be slightly to the right hand side. Doesn't do any harm the way the red's lying against the yellow.
Bak oppe! Kom til
Just took
nese,
that too
dytte
far,
den
but
dit
the
og
way this
sitte
ice
der!
is swinging, these stones are cutting at the end. There's possibility, so he's got two options. He either runs the red straight back, or he comes past where his brush is and taps the red onto the yellow and leaves an angle on the yellow that he's throwing so they can get rid of it later in the end.
What do you fancy here, Pete? I'd be tempted to take these guards off, because you're getting sucked into a game around the centre guard. When you're one shot down, you have to be sure you can score here. He's going to go for it. Going to play a hack weight, try and play the in-turn rotation, the clockwise rotation, to get past the red on the centre line and draw enough to chip the red over the face.
Yeah, and I think he'll be looking to try and leave that back yellow in the house somewhere, so it's a possible counter for later in the end. Run this in early.
Not got much weight. Tight line as well.
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
Oh, goodness, I'm not sure. Stop sweeping there, innit?
Prøvde å redde den.
Actually, Torgen Nergar himself shouted off. I think he thought he was caught there. He was trying to rub the guard and
Come into the house. Oh, well.
But the ideal scenario is right there, eh? Hack? Yeah, I think so. I think this will probably call when we get in here, won't it? I think so. You see what has done there? Yeah, I like that.
So Ross just saying you saw what his rock did there, swung quite a lot, so he's going to play a hack down weight here and try and hit that yellow one that we can see,
I think it should curl nice.
and roll
He was only like
in front of his own red, leaving two reds in
I'll
the
give you
4 foot
ballpark for the weight. I
behind
think we
guard, and
can
that would
either
put
keep
him
it
in a
straight or
really
make it
strong
curl if
position
we
to
want
score at
to.
this end. So a
nice
bit of
eyes.
luck for Ross there with the opposition catching the guard. I'm not sure, as you said, Dave, whether they called off because they thought it was going to catch the guard or whether they thought it was past. Anyway, he touched it just no more. It's a great opportunity here for Ross to put a serious amount of pressure on Team Ulsrud.
Yep! Weight's good! Hard both of you! Hard both of you!
Well, sounds like it's tight. Straight off the release point. Can they hold it straight enough?
Gotta go! Sit. Out count that one.
Just gets past. It's rolling across.
Okay.
Probably
Good job.
third shot.
Looks like it from this angle, Dave.
Just off there.
Big swing at the end here, so Thomas fancies this. He can get past that guard, touch the red straight back past the yellow. On 1 and 2. Torgus signalling what we've described back of the 4 foot, so that circle in the middle there is 4 foot wide, so he's indicating he wants the weight to be just back of the 4 foot, come up round the front red guard and touch that red one back 3 or 4 feet to line 2.
Heavy draw, bare dytte den ut av 4 fot.
Not easy. If you're slightly wide at all, you jam it on the back one and leave Paterson hit to lie 2, so he's got to be absolute precision with the line and the weight on this shot. Thomas Ulsrud, 47-year-old from Oslo in Norway. Certainly looks not too bad for line, depends on the weight now. Has he got the weight to push the red one back? Looks like he's a little bit lighter weight.
Yeah, the weight critical, as we said earlier on. Just a little bit down in weight, and that swung more than he wanted it to. Anyway, not a disaster. He's rolled into line, second and third shots. So if Ross doesn't make this, then there's a chance Norway could score 2. But on the other hand, if Ross plays a nice shot here, taps that, goes to there. Or can he draw in Dave and lie 2 and put pressure on Norway?
I think it's this, eh?
That's certainly the conservative call, hitting the top one and rolling across. It's just to tap that onto the back one, Pete, and flop to there. That's probably the more aggressive shot, or even the perfect freeze, just sitting slightly high of the nose, so he's at an angle up to drive the red onto the yellow. Let's hear what the boys say.
That's my style. You know that line? Yeah. We'd have been this side line. Hack. Yeah. Like it. Yeah.
I agree with you, this is a conservative call. He's hitting third shot here at the moment, but he's decided that he'd prefer to do this and lie about than play another draw in.
I was minimal with the
there
last
is the
one.
option to draw another red in and actually bury it at the top of the forefoot here behind the guard, which really would leave Ulsrud with much option to score a 2. So here we go, he's going to throw a little bit down weight, Dave, with that ice.
I think so. He's got to lie about here, Pete, because if he knows hits this, he doesn't change the dynamics much. It'll leave Ulsrud the same tap back for a 2 this time. So.
Whoa. Nice weight. Close. Hack. Yep.
Duncan Menzies just trying to keep the stone from drawing too much, but right now it's got a long way to curl.
Go Skinny.
A little bit fortunate here and tap it on the back. He's going to climb out.
Sorry, Ross.
That wasn't well called at all, Peter. That's given Thomas Ulsrud a chance of tapping this red one back from the centre to get his 2.
Yeah, I think there was a call of to sweep there, but 2 or 3 strong sweeps from Duncan really straightened that rock up, and it just didn't finish at the end. So yeah, I would say this is it's a sort of shot Thomas likes playing. Never have liked to leave him this for his 2. He'll make this 9 times out of 10.
Just needs another 3 or 4 metres more running than his first one to play the shot. His first one was a very good line, just a little down in weight.
I think that guard's hardly in play the weight he's going to play, because he needs to pass that guard by quite a bit to hit this one in the nose.
Looking for a little bit more weight in his previous stone. Super zoned early on.
Yeah, they're holding up early and then they'll let it swing at the end. There we go. This looks pretty good.
It's not going to swing enough, I don't think.
Yeah, they were swept early on. Anyway, 1 to Team Paterson. 1 to Ulsrud, takes the score to 2-2 after 3 ends.
Little opportunity missed there by the Norwegian boys. They were disappointed with that. They just held out too long. They swept the stone a considerable distance right from the minute you let it go, Pete.
Yep. Dave, looking at the Norwegians' tops here, they've all got numbers on the back, and I see
trying to work the stone across, make it draw more at the end to get inside of the red stone. They were too late in doing that. Only scored a 1.
So do you know what the numbers are for?
It's not aware, Pete, what that is, but I did notice that Bumpy he's binned the numbers and gone for the dollar sign. He's a
big gambler in the team by the looks of things, and hence his trip to Vegas he's probably looking forward to.
That's right, he's going to be in Vegas in 2 weeks' time as one of the coaches for the world side in the Continental Cup of Curling, which is a fantastic event to be part of, Peter, as you know, having played a few times, but He's a larger-than-life character, so it'll be interesting to see what his take is. I did ask him earlier on the weekend what his plans were for the Vegas trip, and he's just turned around and said what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Bet there's a few folks said that, Dave. Anyway, here we go, end 4. Norway are definitely going to throw a guard here. They need to score. They are 2-all without last stone, so they'll be looking to try and steal one.
Steal one or force Paterson to take one, either or. They'll need to get the hammer back and trying to multiple score the next time. They had a chance there and didn't quite make it. Trying to throw the centre guard. Looks like it's going to be a little bit heavy.
Going into the house. A bit surprising.
Doesn't make a huge difference. Paterson's going to throw a corner guard regardless anyway, so they'll end up trying to guard it this next one. Michael Goodfellow, 2014 Olympic silver medalist, playing lead for David Murdoch's team in Sochi.
So they're throwing a corner guard, Dave. Can you just remind me? 5 rock rule. You can hit the yellow in the house, but if it was short of the house, you couldn't.
That's correct, yep. So he's decided he wants to use this chance to get the 3 guards up before the Norwegian boys can make any take-out stones. He doesn't feel threatened at this stage in the end, but Norway will try and throw a centre guard now to cover that yellow one.
Kan vente på dem! Kan vente hvis den er lang!
Vi er ganske nære, ja.
Bare rent og dø. Bare rent og dø.
Clean.
Veldig close.
Hoping to cover the yellow, not the end of the world as long as he's not into the rings. Good shot.
Yeah, perfect weight there, just over curled fraction, but nice rock. So another thing, Dave, that you can maybe explain to anybody that's watching about the time clocks that we can see on alongside the scoreboard. We've got a red time and a yellow time. Obviously the red for the red rocks and the yellow for the yellow rocks.
So each team is given 32 minutes to play their 8 ends of the game, and when the opponent's stone comes to rest, your time clock starts until your next stone is put into motion. And the reason for it is to keep the game moving. It was getting too slow curling as guys having board meetings every other end to decide what to play next. One of the best things that happened in curling as far as I'm concerned, when you're playing front end, there's nothing more boring or soul destroying than waiting for your skipping third to make up their mind. And it's a globally accepted thing now. Great for television and good for people watching live as well.
Yeah, and it's resulted in more stones in play, hasn't it? Because if you go back 15, 20 years ago when there were pre-free guard zone, there would be some scores. I can remember one game was 1-0 in the World Juniors many years ago, and 2-1s, which really isn't exciting and not great for anyone to watch.
I think we actually won the World semi-final one year, 2-1 against America, and the guy took his baseball hat off and threw it on dice to try and get someone to draw in behind.
Do you remember that, Craig Brown? Yeah, and it was great fun for us at the time to play it, but it can't have been great for anybody watching. So yeah, I agree, it's been a great move to implement the free guard zone. More stones in play, higher skill level involved by all players. More thought needs to go into it. It's a game of strategy, really.
Yeah, that was close.
So now we're on the 6th stone of the end. Duncan Menzies allowed to play a take-out shot. He's looking to move the yellow guard in front of the house. Take it out of play to give them access to the yellow on the centre.
Just give it a wee poke. Alright.
Wee poke, Dave? That's a word for just pushing it as he let it go and just touching it slightly wide of the target that he was aiming at, which was Ross's brush.
Yep, just didn't quite get his follow-through right. Another thing they've changed now, Pete, in the World Cup of curling, they've actually gone to thinking time per end. So each team is allowed 4 minutes per end thinking time, as of 32 minutes per game. And one of the reasons for that is, in a match, if a guy made a mistake and put a stone into the house, often a team would just throw a take-out end to remove all stones as quickly as possible, to bank some time for later in the game, which again wasn't a brilliant spectacle. So now if every end is 4 minutes, it means you can afford to play the ends properly. They're given slightly more time by doing that.
Yeah, and you've seen that over the years when if somebody runs out or gets short of time, you can have an end of hitting, which it's not what the game's about, and it's not what the rules were, why these rules were implemented. So again, a good positive move, I think. But I did read something on Facebook and Twitter from some of our Canadian curlers that I think they're just learning how to use this 4-minute rule in each end. Not everybody was for it, but I think the majority are, so it's likely that it will stick.
Now a chance here for Duncan Menzies to lift a double takeout on the 2 yellows. In turn takeout, past the guard. It's 1, 2. Is it going to roll out far enough?
You're alright, that's fine. Just tighten back.
Yeah, he seems happy with that. He's got last stone, he's got corner guard, he's got one behind it. He's not worried about the yellow at the back there. That's what you would describe as a slip fielder, Dave.
Yep, so a blocking stone at the back for the Reds to land on. Ulsrud's got to watch what he's doing now. That Red's behind the corner guard, and he's got to be able to hold Paterson to 1 here. Trying to play an out-turn tap back, asking Torgan Ergar here to play the out-turn. Get past the guard, chip the Red into the open. Christopher's fast, sweeping hard to try and keep it straight to get past the Red guard. Looks good.
Good shot.
Just perhaps didn't go quite far enough.
Yeah, I think that Red's beating the yellow at the back. Well, it's deceptive, the angle we're looking at. Ross will maybe tell us.
Yep, indicates the Red's still lying. It looked like that, so a little chance here for Paterson if he can get his 2 at this end. Would be a big jump for him at this stage in the game. Playing the 4th end. Game's tied at 2 points all.
So again, calling for this hack weight, which seems to be quite a common call. The reason for that is that down weight gives the ability for the sweepers to control the stone.
25-year-old Kyle Waddle being asked to play this tap back.
Hard! Gotta go!
Kyle from the Waddle dynasty down Hamilton Way, Dave.
That's right, yep. An accomplished curler, Kyle. He's won gold, silver and bronze at World Junior events in 12, 13 and 14.
His grandfather was a great player as well. I remember Jimmy representing Scotland at European. Did he play Worlds?
Yeah, he did. Yep, absolutely played in the Worlds in Bern. His grandmother's played Worlds and Europeans as well, so he's certainly following in the family tradition.
Okay, so change of hand here. Ulsrud now looking to put a banker in. I would call a banker, so he's trying to draw a yellow in past that guard and freeze the Red at the back of the 4-foot, effectively taking both these Reds out of play with one shot.
Important here if he gets this locked on to the Red at the back. It's drawing quite a lot.
Be pretty happy with that. It's maybe just over curled slightly. Let's see what Ross says. Yeah, he's fancying coming past an out turn.
See, I would just go here.
Tap it back.
When you see the amount of curl that stone took, Pete, you could probably just come down the in turn again.
Roscoe!
What's happened there, Dave?
Just give me ice. Doesn't matter about the brush.
Doesn't matter about the brush, he says.
There.
They don't want to waste time on their time clock, so I'm not sure what happened there, but it looks like the pad's fallen off of Ross's brush.
These plastic pads are just clip-on, so I guess he's going to do a small adjustment after this. So Kyle Waddle, an important shot, out-turn, tap back, chance to lie 3.
Line!
Yeah.
Where? Line!
And we've talked about sweeping quite a bit, Dave, but these guys are obviously doing a lot of strength and conditioning with full-time athletes, and a lot of it is geared towards with the front end being able to sweep and recover and sweep the next one. Because end to end these stones are taking, what, 25-30 seconds possibly.
Yeah, they're taking about 26 seconds, Pete, from the centre of one ring to the centre of the other. Or 28 seconds from touchdown to the stopping. So if you're having to sweep that for basically 22 seconds at a time, end after end, it's a big ask.
Yes, they've got to be pretty fit. Yeah, that wasn't a great result there. That red caught the guard, bounced across, so it's given advantage back to Ulsrud. He's going to look to draw a yellow in past that guard he's already played, and lie top of the forefoot to lie to.
Big chance for Ulsrud here. If he gets the stone right, he'll put a lot of pressure onto Paterson. Game swinging back and forward a fair bit here, Pete. A few half shots creeping into the game now. It's the A-Road semi-final we're watching here. Winner of this goes on to the qualifier, which should be tomorrow morning.
Yeah, you want to stay in the A-Road as long as possible in these events, because you stay in the A-Road, it means less games. As soon as you start losing games, it means you're on ice, more ice time. This looks good, Dave.
Just slipping behind the T-line, is it? No, it's perfect. It's not too bad. Yeah, so we're playing the triple knockout format here, which means you start off in A-Road. If you lose in A, you go to B. Lose in B, you go to C. Lose in C, and you're gone.
Play if you want. You're only playing back 4 weight, Roscoe.
Yeah, I'm just thinking if we're coming in here. What side, Jake?
I don't mind this because we've played it with your draw.
So they're just deciding which hand to play. Do we play the in-turn and follow the Norwegian rock-in, or will we throw the out-turn? They're fancying the out-turn.
Play like a back 4 weight.
What are you thinking, Pete? It's not a big hole there.
No, he's obviously quite confident because it's not a big gap in between those reds. There's certainly a bigger gap between the yellow and the red.
You like coming in this way?
Yeah.
You mind it?
They're all in agreement. He's asking them if they want, if they're happy coming this way, so supers are happy.
So the advantage coming this way, Peter, is you're hitting the yellow target zone across the face of your own red at the back. And if you get your shooter to roll to the left behind the red guard and behind Kyle Waddell's left leg there, you make Ulsrud have to play another good shot, otherwise you go shot for a 3.
Back 4! Back 4, back 8! Line!
He's got a bit of weight on this,
back 8!
Back 4, back 8, as you can hear.
Back 12! Back 12! Carl!
Okay, so now Kyle Waddell wants more curl on the stone. He's shooting the inside round the line, and now they've changed their mind, want to straighten up again. Looks pretty good.
Carl. Sit. Really good.
Yeah,
Nice shot, very well played.
Good sweep,
good team
boys.
shot, everybody was involved in it. Good sweeping, good line calling.
Is that one you've got a brush?
Yeah, and the directional sweeping there, making a big difference. To start off, it looked wide and they shouted sweep to make it swing, and then once they got it to move that little bit, they started sweeping to straighten the rock up. These Norwegian guys will feel at home, Dave, with that big long ship on the scoreboard behind them.
You sound like you've got a vested interest in that board, Pete.
Possibly.
Peter's the head of Yara for the UK when he's not involved in curling.
That used to be when I'm not involved in curling. I do very little these days, as you well know, Dave. My knee's a bit like yours.
Yeah, we've a limited schedule for the year. Half a dozen games is a bit like overkill, I think, but modern medicine can fairly help. So let's see what happens here, Pete. Can Thomas Ulsrud
I think he's going to play a bit more weight and try and chip this across the face of his 2 yellows. He's certainly taking a lot less ice than Ross took, so I fancy this is going to have a little bit running on it. Chip the red across the face of yellows and say, right, okay, draw to have your 1, but I'm not going to give you a 2.
Not an easy shot. He's got to get the weight right here as well as the line. If he throws it too heavy, it won't draw enough, and not enough weight, it will draw too much. Got a long way to draw. Well, good shot.
That's
Good
exactly
shot.
what I wanted to do.
That could well force Ross to draw down for his one point here.
There's really no shot for 2 unless you go real crazy and try and drive a red in, but that's at this stage of the game. He just wants to make sure he takes his one and stays ahead.
Looks routine, Pete, but you can't afford to be wrong with this one. This one's a must make shots.
Yeah, and it's one of those, Dave, there's a yellow at the back of the forefoot. It's in the back of your mind, oh, I've got something to come to. You put a little bit of weight on and it runs straighter and suddenly. I'm sure Ross has been playing at a high level this year. He's got to the final of 2 competitions in Canada, and he's not got to the final of those competitions by missing shots like this.
Ross Paterson, final stone of the 4th end.
Well, they're shouting back 4 back 8. That's not a good sign early on.
Max! We're right on the back ones. On the back ones.
Doesn't look too far away weight-wise, is he? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Not only once, that's twice they've done that now in the game. I think the first time the Norwegian boys would take it as a bit of luck, but they'll not be happy with that. That's a huge break.
That's a 3-shot swing there, Dave, because that was wide and heavy, and if I think it got past that guard, that was through the house and 2 to Norway. And to clip a guard at that weight and still come into the house.
Yeah, very fortuitous. Here it comes down, trying to play in-turn draw. The Supers haven't touched it all the way down. They now try to get a little bit of curl on to just rub this red in no more. They get that, a ricochet is off it. Well, he was about 1.5 meters off line there, Pete. Comes right back in. And I don't know if he got a Christmas present from Thomas Ulsrud, but that certainly is one there. That was a big break.
Yeah, massive swing in there, because if Ulsrud takes a 2 and goes 4-2 up, he takes momentum into the second half of this game. As it is, it's 3-2 to Paterson after 4 ends. So four more ends to go. Both the time clocks look okay, they've got plenty of time to go. So I think we'll see another aggressive end here.
Michael Goodfellow, lead for Team Paterson, gets his first stone underway at this, the 4th end. And you're watching live coverage from the 2019 Mercure City of Perth Masters, coming to you live from Dewars Centre in Perth, Scotland. I'm David Hay, and Peter Smith's alongside me this afternoon. We're both enjoying what's been a closely contested game. Some very good shots and some half shots as well, and a couple of big breaks so far for Paterson, as he leads the game 3 shots to 2 after 4 ends.
Yeah, and psychologically, that's big for Team Paterson, because if they'd lost the 2 there, then for me psychologically it's a big turning point in the game. So they're on an up at the moment. Norway possibly in a bit of a downer after watching that stone coming down and clipping the guard and still making it into the 4th.
One thing, the Norwegian boys are very experienced. There'll be more frustration, I think, Pete. They'll be a bit upset about the fact that they were being hard done by in a couple of rubs. It's supposed to even itself out over the game, so we'll see what happens in the next 4 ends. 8-end game in this A-Road semi-final.
And the winner, who do you think they'll play, Dave?
The winner will go on to play tomorrow morning against the winner of the Peter de Cruz Schwaller game, I believe.
Okay, so that's the game that's next door to them right now.
Easy for line. Room.
So 2 Swiss teams playing each other.
2 Swiss boys. De Cruz leads Schwaller 3 shots to 1 after 4 ends as well.
We're just bouncing a touch. Loads of room.
In the other semi-finals, Glenn Muirhead leads Ross White in an all-Scottish game by 2 shots to 0 after 3 ends.
Can't give him any less ice. I'm giving him like there. Wait.
And Bruce Mowat leads the Russian team's Vaskov by 4 shots to 3, having played 4 ends of play.
Okay, so the winner of each of these games that's on at the moment stays in the high road, and the loser drops down to the B road. So that first rock from second rock, from Team Paterson just didn't draw as much as they wanted to. It's not covered, so Howard Harvard is on and trying to touch this red and roll in front of the yellow. That's a pretty good day.
Ganske mye mer curl i han der. Litt dårligere satt, altså.
Not bad, he was hoping to just touch the red to get it back, even just 10 centimetres further back to get past the yellow. take the angle off, just a little bit
Just back.
lighter
back
weight
four.
and
Yep.
tighter line, or one of the other, or a bit of both.
Yeah, you'd be hoping to keep those 2 yellows straight in a line.
Yeah.
Because if Ross gets into trouble here, he can remove the guard and these 2 yellows will go if he hits them. Where if they'd been right in a line in front of each other, it would be
Back
difficult for him
in.
to
Back
remove them
four.
both.
No.
So anyway, a draw
Squeeze
here.
nice. Line. Line. Yep.
Duncan pulling into a
Line.
draw.
Hard line.
They're shouting for line. This is
Hard
the
line.
about 2 ends ago,
You
David
gotta go,
Stone
mate.
was swinging
Line
massive
good.
end here.
Right to it. Right to it. Hard.
Here goes
Hard.
His weight saved him. That's a nice shot.
Aye, nailer.
Good shot.
Nailer.
Really good.
Really good.
That's a very good shot. The Reds have got control of the end because they're in
Welcome
front of
to
the
the
yellow stones at
Starting
this stage,
Team.
which makes a big difference. Although the yellows lie 2,
Bak
the
fire!
Reds have the
Ned,
dominant stone placement.
Ah, good. It's just kind of
This is where the chess and ice part comes in, Pete, how you can manoeuvre your stones about, think a few shots ahead, try and plan a way to score a multiple point end.
Yeah. Game's going to be played in the house this end. There's only 1 guard.
The reason being that Ross Paterson threw a centre guard with the first one, and then Thomas Ulsrud asked Harvard van Paterson to draw in behind it rather than going to the corner.
Yeah, slightly unusual tactic, so just mix it up a bit. This is going to overcurl as well.
Well, it's the 5th end of play, and I'm pretty sure that Ulsrud wants to score in the 6th end to try and keep the hammer for the 8th end coming home. He's planning ahead on which ends he wants to score on.
Nice, you're thinking he was possibly hoping at a blank end here. By bringing the game into the house, well, there's a lot of stones to be removed.
I don't think we can spank
If
it because
that's
I
to
think this
happen.
is just going straight through here. Then we've got to play like barrier.
I was even thinking hack, because that's just going to go. Like you might nick
Yellow's
that.
roll,
I'd say
not
hack,
the
wait,
worst
play the hit
position,
roll
'cause
there,
if
eh?
it
Like a decent hack
hits
to
at
make
that
sure we
red,
get into
looks like
this
it's
one.
going to go straight
Yeah,
through
we
the
should
gap between
though.
the 2 yellows
Hack.
and exit the
Right,
house.
nice hack. Dunk.
Played down weight again. You can
Hello.
see him tapping his left shoe.
Right here.
That is a universal term for
Yeah.
hack weight, so he's going to throw a down weight hack weight, tap that yellow and roll in front of into the nest there, right in front of the other one.
Half and inside. Oh wait.
Yep.
Hack, sorry. Should have gone good here. Yep.
Good communication amongst the Paterson team. They talk to each other, they've got calm, level voices, there's no emotion, it's all clinically thought out. And that's the key, isn't it, Pete? As the game at the weekend goes on and the competitions get bigger during the season,
Hard, mate.
the way you speak to each other amongst your own teammates is vital as far as the quality of communication.
Well, I see that.
Out, get it out, get it out.
Oh, now we've got 6 rocks in the house. Not really what he was after there. He's left 2 yellows in the 4 foot.
It's a fairly easy half-stone
Leave
double
it,
on the 2
yeah.
reds at the front there as well.
Yeah, that would. Okay, so he's
Nu
gonna
look for den her, at den går da, men det er det.
think it might go into the back one.
Yep.
Not overly concerned about that because that back one's
Det
not
er
really in
for
play.
80%. Det
I
går.
think it'll come up and try and hit the inside of this red. It's just depending what weight he wants to
Får den
throw
med
it.
halvmålsvar.
Chip that red out the other side and lie yellow
Du
in
får
behind.
den med halvtreff. Tjukkall optimalt.
Jeg ville tippa det ganske rett på pilen.
Christopher Sva, out-turn double take-out attempt. On it straight away.
This is one of his strengths. He likes hitting this Christopher.
Egen.
Bra det.
Good shot.
Great result.
Very good shot.
He's left all the yellows in the house, so now 4 yellows, 2 reds, and he's bumped that red out into the open. So both the reds are exposed. So a bit of pressure on Ross. What's he going to do?
Please. Yeah.
And angles in these front 2 yellows, Dave, even if he takes that guard off, aren't great to move them, because he goes for the double on these front 2 yellows. He's going to lose one of his back reds, so he's going to go aggressive and draw a red back into that yellow one and try and outcount a couple of these yellows.
Hard line.
It's a good call, Pete. He hasn't much other choice, so it'd be wrong to start hitting now because he's just giving
Get it here.
the game
Line's
to
good.
Ulsrud, the end to
Line's good.
Ulsrud.
Hard, boys. Hard now,
He's going to test the sweepers all the way down here. They've got to work
hard.
this really hard.
Never off, Dom.
Needs all the length.
Go, get it past it. Whoa. Okay. Good sweep.
Not bad.
Good sweep.
It's just getting slower there.
Not putting a lot of pressure on Ulsrud doing that, but it's cut one.
Yellow still lying 2.
Probably the best thing to say about that shot, Pete, it's handy for the next time round. They've got something they can use, something they can move back. The other 2 reds in the house are both out of the main action.
Yeah, but Thomas is looking at the other side here going, right, let's remove another red. If I can roll a third one into the forefoot here and put a lot of pressure on, if they miss one shot, I'm going to score a big multiple end here. This is him using his experience he's gained over the years.
Torgan Ergar, in turn, hit and roll. Working hard to keep it straight. Looks pretty nice. Is it rolled enough? Oh, nice shot.
Now I think you saw Kyle scratching his head. Head scratching going on here. What are we going to do? The angles in his yellow look really good. The red that he's just thrown is a possibility. He could tap it off.
That's good.
If he misses that, then it's not end over, but it wouldn't look good for them.
So I'm saying like slash.
I think we'll hear a bit of discussion, so let's listen to them.
Aye, it doesn't stuff on our red, does it?
No.
Maybe there. What else have we got? We're up shit. Like we're struggling right now.
Like this, tap.
Well, this is perfect. It's just easy for them. If you can get those 2 there, I think that's the shot. I think if you can get those 2 there, I think that's the shot, just slashing it in.
Whatever you like. Either that slash or the tap.
So what he's suggesting is Pete to come down in turn here, hit the left hand yellow stone, quarter stone, drive it onto the other yellow, move them back out to leave yellows lying 1.
Just hitting what you see,
Do not want to be wide here and just jam onto the yellow, because right now,
Well, this is fairly high risk. Must make shots, and let's see how Kyle throws this one.
Yep. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yep.
Yep.
Hard. Yep. Hard.
Whoa.
Hard. Yes, mate.
Yeah, good shot. Great shot.
Really good.
And actually moved the third yellow as well, Dave, right behind the red.
I think it was actually the top yellow, Pete. He just touched that first and away pass, which guided it back onto line again. Touched the top yellow, came back, hit the second and the third one, so good result.
Lese bare! Kjapt det beste der, eller? Der så kan han fryse på han! Kjapt! 15!
He's trying to apply a bit of pressure here. Take this back one out. Lie 4 yellows and say, guys, if you make one mistake, I've still got a chance of a big multiple score.
Hard over! Vand opp! Her må du gå hardt!
You need to sweep this hard, so this must be swinging.
Hardere! Aldri av!
It's not heavy either, so
Desperately trying to keep it in play. If he gets past, taking out, it's not a problem. It's keeping it in play is going to be his problem. Is it going to stay in? I don't think so. Just rolls out.
that was quite an easy shot. Not one that you would thought that Targa would miss, but a little bit tight.
We can't really do it with
This
this.
ice is swinging, so
Just
you got
off the
penalised
line,
for
really
being
wide.
slightly
And then if
narrow
we
for
leave the
Russia.
half stone double, we're losing 3.
I even play it like hack, you're always rolling over it, but whatever
If
you
we
like.
go here, what does he do?
Well, if it's level, then he's probably just slamming that.
Yeah, well, sorry, here then.
Here, even here. Here.
I like
Still
this.
rather be yellow than red in this end, Dave.
Definitely, Pete. I mean, that was a bit of a let off for Team Paterson there. With Torgan Ergar a little bit tight and rolled out. Ross has a chance. If he comes round and gets the top,
like this,
top
I
of the
think
button
that's
here,
good.
half hidden, it'll be a good counter.
Draw the button. Draw the button.
Yeah, go button, yeah.
He's obviously confident in his draw weight. He's trying to draw around that yellow. It's just top of the forefoot. And
still
get
can't improve what I
half,
gave you
three-quarter
last time.
buried
No.
behind it.
I think it was
Either on
actually
the,
pretty
on
good.
the
Just
T
gave you
line or
good
slightly
goals,
behind. He's
that
not
big
too
rotation
concerned
on
if he goes
it.
too deep on this one. He's just trying to outcount at least one of these yellows in the forefoot here.
Just got to adjust his weight a little bit from the previous end. Remember, he caught the wide guard and he was back carrying the weight. Wants to give his supers a chance.
Line.
Top 8!
Hard line.
They're more concerned about the line, but these guys have held everything pretty straight so far today.
Go, go! Whoa.
It's a little bit shorter weight as well. The Pete wasn't ever going to make the button.
Stop here. Jesus.
Now, look at these angles here, Pete.
That was the risk of playing that shot, Dave.
If Ulsrud comes down here and makes contact with the first red, goes on to the yellow and pops the other red out, you can see yellow's line 4 here. Once at that top red, 3/4 stone to the right of centre, it will drive it back onto the yellow. The next red will go out to the left. With the 4 yellows left in play.
It's been great he can play to get past this guard. The guard is in play if he plays up weight, so he's going to play a little bit down weight. Might struggle to get rid of both of the reds, but if he can move both of them outside of the 8 foot and lie 3 shots, I think one of these reds will probably outcount this back yellow.
Yep. Score in the game is 3 shots to 2 to Ross Paterson after 4 ends. In this A-Road semi-final game, played here in the Jurors Centre in Perth in the Mercure City of Perth Masters event, one of the top European curling events of the year.
I think if this goes well, he'll lie 3 yellows, but he will open up that back yellow on the right there to give Ross a possible freeze draw to bail out at this end. So in turn, looks like hack weight ice again, Dave.
I think it'll be a firm hack weight coming near bumper barrier weight just to make sure he moves them. He's got to move these reds a fair distance to get them out of the scoring zone. Must be close. On off. It's a bit wide, I think, Pete. Well, not bad.
I think if Ross hits this yellow in the nose, though, how are you going to get rid of 2 reds? I think Thomas will not be delighted with that. Now 5 out of 10 for that, maybe.
Yeah, he was a little bit wide all the way down. As soon as he let it go, he was shouting "9, 9, 9" for no. My Norwegian translation would allow, but it was very close to being perfect.
I think he's going to do too much.
Okay. I think he's going to leave my half and double
wrong here for Ross is if he hits this in the nose and leaves a the yellow-red pocket on the other side. If Thomas can come down and squeeze in between those, he might be able to.
You're trying to get just inside nose?
Yeah.
Just inside nose is the call. He wants to get one half inside that yellow that we can see behind the centre guard.
Trust it. I'm going to hold it.
Let's make it.
Aye, got this, let's go.
Okay, Ross Paterson's final shot at this, the 5th end. Take an out turn, tap back and roll in behind if he can.
Firm! Close. Yep. Waist good! Hard! Yep. Wow! Waist good! A little bit firm! Whoa!
Duncan Menzies holding it straight.
Just clean.
Curl.
Set.
Curl.
Okay.
Now, what's left for Norway here?
Just go for his 2, Dave.
Lettere å slå. Han kan spille
He's
hack.
looking to see if he can hit the inside of that red.
Hack bakkant,
that
bare
yellow
så lenge du får
and
innsida.
put that red back across the house,
Du
but
egen med hack.
I'm not sure he can score more than 2 because this red will jam on the wide yellow. So I think it's just a regulation tap, roll into the house to take his 2.
I think you're right, Pete. He's tempted, and one of the things is with Team Ulsrud, they're very good at controlling their emotions. It'd be easy to get frustrated in this game. They've had 2 or 3 chances and 2 or 3 rubs that have gone against them. And again, in this end, they had a set up for a reasonably good score, and they're going to be forced down to take 2 possibly.
Or you're saying if we come down and hit this really thin, we
Glem
could
det!
score 3.
Han er ikke der!
Yeah.
Tror du ikke det, Roger?
Nah, I'm not sure that's Thomas Ulsrud's
Nei, jeg ser bare
favourite
stikker
shot. He
nesten ikke noe
prefers
innsida,
these
så bare hack!
more delicate shots. He's not thrown too many upweight shots during
Pass
his
ikke
curling
jumper den
career. It's
her også, for
normally
vi må
a
ha innsida.
downweight, let the sweepers, taps and rolls, draw weight, so this is a shot he prefers. He's going to go for his 2.
Nei, ikke med hack.
Yeah, he's renowned for being a precision player, a draw shot player. That other shot is on, but it's a. If it was the last shot of the game, you had to score 3 possibly, but not at this stage. Scoring 2 here gives him a good return.
Going through his normal routine. Back and away, out turn.
Tolv! Wow, så vekk! 12! Japp! Kjempeløs! Hard! Backline!
Starting to curl now, Pete. Can you hold it straight? Nice, perfect. Yep, nice little touch back.
Wasn't heavy, was he, Dave? But
no.
The sweepers managed to hold it, so that's a 2 to Ulsrud. Score now 5-3 after 5 ends. A good 2 at this time in the game, although you said he ideally liked to take the hammer into 6. Would you give him hammer 6 and 8?
Yep, Norway get their 2 to take the 4-3 lead. It's no more than deserved, I have to say. I would say they've had the majority of the pressure on the game. Paterson's boys have played a few key shots to keep them there. Just comes down, very delicate weight, nudges the red back and flops in to score 2 points.
So that was quite an interesting end. There's only one guard in play the whole of that end, but a lot of good shots played round it, and mostly in the forefoot.
And the first time that the skip with last stone hasn't thrown a corner guard, he got Harvard Paterson to come right round with his first shot of the end. I'm pretty sure with the view, as we said earlier on, Pete, to try and blank the end, but the chance never arose for that.
Gjerne opp et køl! Hvis vi kan, få nære! Kom igjen! Kom igjen, gutter! Kom igjen, kom igjen, kom igjen! Kom igjen! 16-2, få nære I hvert fall! Kom igjen! Bra.
Yep, nice shot, tight guard, right in the centre line, half a metre short of the house, almost perfect.
Line's okay.
So Ross asking Michael Goodfellow to throw the corner guard up.
Just Kyle.
The out turn or the counter-clockwise rotation.
Just Kyle.
Making the stone move from right to left from the player's view coming down the ice.
Just really looks like he's slowing them down.
It's always the first one.
Aye.
Ligger du guard? Ligger du runde?
Interesting. Kyle Waddle and Duncan Menzies saying that he's just slowing them down when he releases the stone, not following through, and it fairly checks the weight of it.
So decelerating as it lets it go, Dave, is that what you're saying?
Yep, I think that's exactly what he's doing there, Pete. Yep.
Wow, vi er I!
Bare 5, 4, 4.
Wow.
Tapp han på nesa nesten.
Okay, so that's probably not what he's wanting to do, but it's worked out not too bad. He's got 1 yellow in the house, a guard. He's forcing Team Paterson to do something with this, so it looks like he's going to try and play a... He's going to draw behind this corner guard, Dave.
Yep, he's elected to come out and draw it behind the corner guard.
Line's good.
Doesn't think the yellows are much of a threat at this stage, and you can lift them both with one double takeout quite easily. They're relatively close together.
Line's perfect. Whoa. Rube.
Yeah, I think
Go, line's good. Kyle now. Kyle now.
Looking to try and make this bend more. Kyle Smith inside the running band. Warming ice up there.
Kyle Waddle.
Okay.
Good, Mikey. Good throw.
That's a good block. So Ulsrud says, okay, I'm going to draw one in on top of this. I'm not going to risk taking the guard off because that's giving you a great opportunity to get your 2, so I'm going to force this. I'm going to draw in on top, so he's going to follow it down with an out turn draw. So here's Pompey.
Fin linje! Bør være trått her også. Hvor lang?
Again wants to make a
Ligger bra! Løs og tight.
perfect freeze onto the stone. Doesn't want to bounce off and give them a chance to
Vær med på linje!
tap it back and roll off it.
9-11.
Håvard gå, og så videre på egen, Håvard. Fortsett på egen.
He's up and
Alt var på
away
egen.
here.
Kom igjen!
Too heavy.
Bra da.
Spill.
Okay, I think you described that as a good bad one.
got away with it.
Yeah, he's managed to get some cover behind the 2 yellows already.
Like
there.
it.
Well, so if you get rid of
Hack.
it, you can though, eh? Hack.
Okay, so it looks like a hack weight shot from Duncan. He's going to try and tap that yellow in the front ring and roll behind the corner guard.
Close.
Close.
Yep.
Yep.
Whoa.
Yep.
Whoa. Whoa. Carl. Gotta go.
So he's moved it out, but unfortunately he's not lying.
Okay.
Ideally wanted that red to lie in the house behind the corner guard. So yellow lying 2. Going to go aggressive again. And he's just telling the supers where he wants this shot. He doesn't want it behind the tee because it would set a double up off that left hand yellow as we look at it. So in turn draw through the hole, finish top of that grey circle, or maybe just fully in it as the shot here.
With the centre guard in place, Pete, he's got a good start to the end for Norway here.
Häng på cornern! Nej, den glir. Wow!
Henger veldig på corneren.
Wow! Vi er ikke i. Wow! Men jeg er jo lange, først og fremst. Det er helt sjukt forskjell.
They're not that good at skipping.
Sorry, så.
Now this is going a bit deep. When I say deep, I mean behind the tee line. Ideally, you want to keep your rocks in front of the tee line. You can then do something with them when they're behind the tee. Really it's a bit friendly fire and lets opposition use them as backing.
Speed's still pretty close. Yeah, I got him 14.5.
Duncan Menzies trying to play the in turn
There, easy.
around the centre guard.
No, off it.
Back 12.
Boys are saying it's back 12 weight, that's way too heavy. He doesn't want to be as far up as that.
Not yet, Kyle.
He's trying to be top of the 4 foot.
Kyle.
Right now they're trying to make this.
No. Fuck me.
No, that is not a good shot. He was just a little bit heavy there, and the extra weight made it run straighter. Now, Norway have a big chance here. They missed the chance in the last shot. Now, third player Torgen Ergar, his first shot. This is 6th end. Norway lead 4 shots to 3 in this A Road semi-final. Torg have been curling for over 30 years now. Needs all that experience here today. It's a little bit wide at this stage. Will it finish? It's coming now. That's where Duncan Menzies was hoping to be up in front there on top of the 4 foot, but he just slid behind the tee.
Jack here high and come through.
So we can see yellows lying 4 counters here. Scotland's Ross Paterson does have the last stone. Looking to score a multiple point, doesn't want to be held to 1 shot at this end.
I'd rather play it so that if we miss it, we're missing it and everything's open.
Yeah. There's no hole, so.
I don't
There's no hole, so he's
all we want to do is nick this. Just nick it, aye.
hitting the red.
Peel.
Nicking,
Yeah,
that
right
means
there.
just touching that yellow.
Literally
so
a ball
removing
here
both
high
the
and
guards.
Yeah, I like that.
That was a technical term for slightly off nose, I think, that was used by Ross there.
Just a hair high and nose and hope that we skinny off of that guard onto the one that he just played.
Okay.
Yeah, I like it.
Looking to open the front up, Pete doesn't like these 2 guards, they're half checked up there.
And I think he's fancying hitting this red on the yellow and possibly gets it right. He could come back and take one in the house at the same time.
Yep. Whoa.
First priority is to move them out the front. And that is the trouble when you try and get a little bit too clever in these shots. Pete, if he takes a double on the guard out the front, opens it all up, and makes it quite playable.
Yeah, apologies for the language there. He's obviously a little bit upset. He said there was no hole and then ultimately went and found a hole and drove the red through. But you're right, just trying to get a bit clever. The first call was to get rid of both those at the front, and he hasn't done that. So yeah, careless, really careless, and they're going to be under a lot of pressure now.
I know, having done a bit of coaching, Pete, over the years with yourself and Dave Murdoch's team and Eve Muirhead's team, you kind of get a feel for a game watching from the bench. And I just feel this game just now, it's going Norway's way. They've had the pressure most of the time. Scott's boys have had a couple of rubs here and there to keep them in it, but right now he's got to start making a few key shots. They must make Norway face some red stones. It's a barrage of yellow that we see every time.
Okay, so he's going for an out-turn draw. Again, we saw this shot a couple of ends ago. There is a big swing here, so this, if he gets the weight right, isn't a difficult shot. And if he comes up and freezes that yellow at the back, it takes all the yellows out of play in one go.
One to go.
Felt there, but
T line.
felt there.
Whoa. Line. Yep. Hard. Line.
I was a little bit surprised by
Line's
Ulsrud's
good.
call of
Line's
throwing
good.
a guard
Line's
there. Is
perfect.
he
Wow.
looking
Line.
at that yellow at the top of the
Wheel
fourth that
only.
he's been able to
Line's
use
good.
it now?
Just here. Just here.
Tap it up,
Come on, boys. Yep.
because he did leave
Hard,
a
right
fairly
back.
easy
Right
out-turn
back.
draw for Kyle here, who's played it well.
Nice shot from Kyle Waddle.
Good Cal. Good sweep. Coming down a bit, eh? Yeah, it's definitely coming down a bit.
Boys are just saying ice is slowing a fraction. This often happens with the way they sweep nowadays. They can grind the pebble down very quickly.
And the pebble, Dave, just to explain that there could be some people watching who don't really know what the pebble is.
Well, ice is not flat, Pete, so at the start of the game, the ice master, the equivalent of the greenkeeper in golf, sprays a pebble on top, which is a droplet of water across there, and you get roughly about 70 or 80 droplets per square metre landing on ice, and the stones run over the top of that. The stones would never run if they were running on flat ice. It needs the pebble to keep up. And as the sweepers work their way through, you can see the glossy finish on the ice. It flattens out and it slows the stones up a fraction. So you're probably looking at slowing up somewhere between 8 to 10 feet as the game goes on. But they've all got stopwatches, they time each stone, and it's the interpretation of the information for the players. They've got to be able to calculate that in their heads, how much more to put on.
Yeah, good explanation. And I'm glad you're talking imperial again. You confused me when you started talking metric there a wee while ago.
Sorry, Pete, I didn't allow for your age there. Okay, Thomas Ulsrud facing one red stone, looking to come down here and freeze onto it. Got plenty of weight.
Yeah,
Doesn't want to bounce off it.
That's exactly. Oh, he's missing it actually. Red line.
Red lies one.
Yeah.
Not a great shot. Chance for Pat. Now Ross comes right in here and lies up against that. It'll make Thomas Ulsrud's last shot very difficult.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Can't really play it.
You see the benefits of having Kyle Waddle shot top of the tee here. Very difficult to get at and move, and lying in a really nice place for
I'm
him.
not sure that's my favoured choice. I'm honest with you. Don't really like running that.
What do you want to play then?
What's the options here? I've got this.
They're look.
You're either here.
And we play it off the next one.
I'm just scared if we were to freeze here, he plays that into the side there, we could be.
Right, this then.
So he's worried that if he comes up and puts a red in front of that yellow, that Ulsrud could come in off his own yellow on the side and tap the red out and make him a difficult shot for two.
Think of Ulsrud's strengths, Pete. Just mentioned the last end. The big hitting shot is not his strength. Normally the draw shot, the touch shot, the tap back, that's where he has most of his success. I think the draw is absolutely the shot to
Give
play
you a hair
here.
more.
Yeah.
He's going for the draw though.
Going the draw.
It'll have to be good because that yellow is
I think we've got to play the
half
freeze.
buried behind the red, so down to sweepers and judge the weight and the third player to get the line right here.
It's been other ends.
Draw the last end. Your intern draw the last end. You're probably wanting to
I think Ulsrud there was just a metre or so too far. Pete was just trying to stop up in front of the red stone. He wasn't trying to get first shot, he was just trying to give him an option on both sides for the next shot.
Yeah, he maybe got the feedback from his sweepers that ice was getting a little bit slower and put a bit extra on. And it's just hard here, so a shot from Ross will set up the possibility of a 2 or 3.
T line! T! Go then, line's good! On you go then! All you boys! Line's perfect! Hard!
working it really hard now. Looks like he's got good weight if they can get past that top red one. No, that wasn't the result we were looking for. That's just landed in a horrible place now.
And once again, I must apologise for the language. These guys are getting a bit uptight here.
Yep, things are getting tense out there, Pete. There's a lot at stake here on the World Curling Tour points-wise, as well as the money they're playing for.
So we're looking at trying to remove both these reds here. So he hits the red on the left that we're looking at, that's slightly in front of the other one. Hits half stone, spins that red across through the gap, and the other red should spin through the other yellows. Can't afford to hit too much of this, or I think he'll drive it into the yellows at the back. So, although it looks an easy shot, I think he's not seeing all of that. If he makes it, Ross has probably got quite an easy draw for one, but that's how Thomas set this end out. He wanted to force the one.
No, not an easy shot, Pete. You won't be seeing much more than a quarter of the stone, I don't think. Thomas Ulsrud, 47-year-old from Oslo.
Whoa!
Oh,
it's a little wide just now.
I know.
Can't be far away.
No is normally good in curling.
There you go. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Beautiful shot.
Yeah, so he's left a regulation draw for one. Disappointing for Ross. He had the opportunity to get his two there, and really, what was he? A foot light with that first rock of his, Dave. If that got past, he was setting up a definite 1, 2. I'd say 2, possibly 3, because it would be very difficult to move them. As it was, he left a pretty easy double. So he got to get rid of that frustration now, focus on this shot. He can't change what's happened. He needs to draw the fully in the 4 foot, touching the white circle to score his 1 to take the game to 4-all.
Skip stones are important, Pete, but at this stage in the game they're absolutely vital.
All you boys!
So sweepers are happy with the weight. They're saying it's T-line weight. They're just looking for a bit of assistance from their third player on the line.
This looks pretty good, Dave.
Coming down nicely.
Good judge, boys.
Yeah, nice rock.
Nice.
Very well played.
The shot was made a little bit easier because he had some backing and he just played it the shot before. But as you said, never easy. He missed that and it's game over. So 4-all. We're now playing a 2-end game. Norway has last stone. He'll be looking to score 2 or possibly even concede 1. I think his what he won't want to do at this end, score a 1, because it gives the last stone advantage to Paterson at last end. So it'll be interesting to see the tactics at this end.
Paterson's final shot of the 6th end comes down nicely to rest against the yellow. Very good shot. Scores 1 when he was facing 3. So you're watching live coverage from the 2019 Mercure City of Perth Masters, coming to you live from the Dewars Centre in Perth, Scotland. This is the A Road semi-final game between Ross Paterson of Scotland and Thomas Ulsrud of Norway.
And a big thank you again to the sponsors here at Perth, the Mercure Perth City Mills, Perth and Cross Council and Live Active Leisure, along with Perth Honda, Ironside Coaches, the World Curling Tour and the WCF. Without all of them assisting and contributing, this competition would be possible, so a big shout out to them. Picked up, Dave. He's not happy with it anyway, so something went wrong there. It either picked up or he was really tight. I fancy that maybe gripped something out of that one.
So this is one of the results, Peter, of the ice getting a little bit flatter towards the end of the game, the pebble wearing down. Debris off the guy's clothes or a piece of body hair can get underneath the stone, and it's such a fine surface that you can end up catching the stone, taking it offline and slowing it right down, because that is so far offline for Harvard it wouldn't be normal.
Line's good. They're not, no, line's good. This here.
Chance for the Paterson team to get another guard up on the centre line. First one was off the line, which is no use to them. Want to get domination of that centre.
So Paterson's game plan here, Dave, he wants to force one. Doesn't really want to take one, unless Ulsrud decides to do something silly with his last shot. So he's looking to force one, get the hammer down the 8th end, and then ultimately take his 2. Statistically, getting a 2 at the last end with hammer.
Pretty strong in the 5 rock roll, Pete. I think it's about 60% chance, 58% chance, I think the stats show. Now you'll find here that Norway trying to take off their own yellow stone, but they can't touch the red stone. Gets it, rolls it off. The reason for that being, Pete, is the 2 reds there are quite vulnerable for a double takeout from Christopher Sva. It's his go-to shot.
He's just going to.
I don't mind.
Yes, I'm guessing Harvard probably enjoys that. He doesn't get many hits during the game or even during a season, but he made it, so his stats will look good on his hits.
So important for Duncan Menzies to come round these 2 reds. They probably won't be there the next time he comes to play. Comes round them and lies on top of the 4 foot, which will then give them a chance to set up a steal.
Hard line. Line's good now. Line's good now. Line's good now. Line's good now. Just here.
I've got it. Good, Dave. Past the guard.
Good scrub, guys. Good.
Good scrub.
Good.
That's well scrubbed.
15. Good.
Liking
Shoot
that
call.
where it is. So Norway will try and remove 2. They possibly could get 3, Dave, if they hit half of this front red onto the back red, and it could go straight back and take the one out of the house at the same time.
Yep.
In turn, it's not far away. 1, 2, 3. Very good shot.
Kunne vært kjørt der med riktig treff.
Bra Sva translates the good shot.
Easier this way.
Christopher Sva. Duncan Menzies, second shot of the 7th end, penultimate end of the game in regulation time. Covering the one in the house is not that important. It's vital that he gets a good guard in play.
That's fine, fine. Don't mind that, Kyle. If he hits it, we can play another one at some point. Okay. Okay.
2 opp i fortak i alt! Hack!
Axon.
Okay, so they're going to remove the one in the house this time. And this is their way of trying to blank the end. So if they remove the one in the house and the lie, and Paterson does the same, and they can keep the target stone in the house in the open. That means he's got a great chance of blanking this, which is now what he's trying to do.
He was hoping to hit and roll a little bit out to the left hand side there. Get the game away from the guard, but he'd be happy with that.
Nice hack. Here down.
I'd be interested to see if he had hit and rolled out to the edge of the 12 foot, if Paterson would have come round the centre to try and force him to take the one.
Yeah, I think that would definitely be in Ross's mind. This is really swinging, so if this goes out of the house, this isn't good news for Paterson. Oh, he's going to lie, okay. Yeah, got away with that. You can see the benefit of throwing down weight, Dave. He hit half the stone there and still lay in the house. If he'd been throwing barrier or strike weight, that wouldn't have stayed in the house. So a big benefit of throwing these down weights is you can control them with the sweeping, and you don't need to hit as much of the target stone to still lie about. You may think the guy on the left coming down here has been lazy, but he thinks if I sweep, I'm only going to make this stone draw. So he hasn't actually been lazy. He knows that by sweeping from that side, he could actually make the stone swing more.
So the least stones we've seen him play for the whole game so far, actually, but it's a tactical ploy by Norway. They're desperate to try and blank this end, retain the last stone advantage for the final end of the game.
Gotta go again.
This is very, very light this time, Pete, surely.
They're certainly making their sweepers work on this, Dave, aren't they?
Hard!
On the hill.
It's worked again, though.
Yep, well swept.
Good sweep.
Not sure the sweepers will be thanking the
Right, the
throwers
best chance.
Samme fart som du spilte!
for all the sweeping they're having to do, but that's a sign that the ice is swinging when you're sweeping as much.
Torgan Ergar, third player for Team Ulsrud.
Ren! Han løs! Ja, hvis den er løs! Hardt!
Boys are saying his weight's down again.
Hardt over!
Hard!
They want to try and hit and roll out to the wing this time if they can. That makes the takeout, but doesn't roll out, so it gives Paterson a wee chance here to get in behind the red. We tap back and get behind it, or is he going to go freezing it, Pete?
A bit aggressive.
Would you prefer the freeze or the hit and
Let's see
roll?
what the team say.
Hit and roll. You can see most of it.
Smart guys, these front end
So
players,
if we
Pete.
can get it right there, Roscoe.
I think the freeze now, you've got to be very careful. You don't want to drop it too. If you go 2 down, playing the last end against a team like Norway who are very tactically smart, then it could be tricky getting back into it.
Yeah, I think Ulsrud would have loved if he'd nominated the freeze there. As it is, he's going to play a down weight again and try to hit that yellow out and roll behind the red, making it difficult for Thomas to hit.
Come on.
It's good weight. So it's just coming down, so it's...
Throw a normal hack. Aye, normal hack.
Ross Paterson, 34-year-old from Lanarkshire, trying to play the internal takeout here.
Hard!
It's pretty good.
There's a big swing at the end here, so not exactly what he's after, but okay. So Ulsrud will just try and hit this right in the nose, keep the stone in the open, forcing Paterson to play the hit and roll, and if he doesn't make it, he'll look to blank the end and take the last stone advantage down the 8th end. Which, as Dave said earlier, last stone at last end critical because you've actually got the last shout at whether you win or lose the game.
Thomas Ulsrud just looking to make a takeout and stay here. Doesn't want to roll behind the guard.
Hard!
Looks like he might roll behind the guard, Dave.
Wants to make sure he gets out first.
Okay.
Not bad. Rolled the other side, so that's good for him.
Ross scratching his head. Right, what do we do,
Right
guys?
here, Roscoe.
Okay, decision made. I'm going to hit and try and roll. But even if he rolls behind us, Dave, that's so deep that I still fancy that Ulsrud will be able to place some sort of weight at it and blank the end. So I think it's odds on a blank end at the moment.
And as you said, Pete, it wouldn't be the end of the world for Ulsrud if he did lose a score here, but he'd prefer to blank it and then just retain the last stone at the last end to have to score anything to win. So Ross Paterson,
Last the last.
out turn, take out.
Good hack.
His final shot of this, the 7th end of the A Road semi-final.
Whoa!
That sounds pretty good.
Putting this up to curl, looking to get the hit and roll.
Hard, Mikey. Anything.
Okay. Right, well, we know what Thomas wants to do here. He wants to hit that red out and roll out himself. Therefore, be a score of 0 or a blank, as it's known in curling. He can score 4-all after 7 ends and give an advantage to Norway and Team Ulsrud down the last end.
Sounds easy from here, Pete, just to make a half stone take out, but on big swinging ice like this, it's not that easy. He's got to have a clean release. The temptation is to be slightly tight and allow your sweepers to take it back.
Yeah, never miss many shots from behind the glass right enough, so here we go, out turn hit.
Whoa! Rent! Whoa!
Sounds pretty confident.
Yep.
Nice shot.
Half stone.
Absolutely perfect. So as we enter the 8th end of play, score is tied at 4 shots all. Norway retain the hammer in this A-Road semi-final of the City of Perth Mercure Masters.
Yeah, and I think you said earlier on in the game, Dave, that the lead stone position is critical, and that end they didn't get the Reds lined up and set up quite an easy double on the guards for Norway and Bumpy, who plays second rocks, and he made it almost taking all three of them. So it just shows how, as you said earlier on, critical for the lead gets his stones in the right place.
Yeah, Michael Goodfellow's guard, to the club curler maybe looked okay. It was short of the house, but it was about 2 feet to the left of the centre line. His next one was fine, it was on the centre line. By doing that, it set up an angle for Christopher Svart to play his go-to shot, as they would say, his trademark heavyweight takeout on the guards.
Var det ikke rart at de var så liksom
Det innebærer jo også at du slipper. Ja, det er utvisning.
Okay, so I'm guessing we're going to see a few guards here, Dave.
Yeah, I think Ross Paterson wants as much cover up front as he can possibly get and hope to get one good shot in at the key point in the end.
So tactics, one long guard, one short guard, is that the way they'll play this?
Absolutely, they'll try and get one just over the hog line and one just short of the house. Normally you'd go long one first, which they're going for here.
Good. Perfect, Mikey. Good.
Absolutely perfect. Splits the centre line, just over. Now Thomas Ulsrud can't remove this from play until the 6th stone of the end. It's called the 5 rock rule, so the first 5 stones you can't remove. So what he's going to try and do here is just come down and move the red stone off the centre line. It's called the tick shot.
Yeah, I think first seen in Hamilton by
1996.
Yeah. Ultimately got the name Tickman. There we go. Perfect.
That is absolutely perfect.
So what he's done there, he's opened up the 4-foot circle, which is the target area really for the skip's last stone, and that's what Ulsrud's looking to do here. He doesn't really care what happens. If I can keep that grey area, the 4-foot circle line available for him to play his last shot. So that was exactly what was asked for there. So nice shot, Arvid.
Just this side of the line.
Ulsrud will also be thinking at this stage, Pete, he's probably got to make a draw to the centre, to the button with his last shot. He wants these guards to move far enough to the side so it doesn't affect his line into the button.
Yep, because as you said earlier, 5-foot swing. If it crosses the hog line, it's probably still 2.5, 3 feet wide of the target area, so he wants to keep that area as clear as possible. So he's going to go for the same again here, out turn, tick shot, chip the red across and roll over beside his other yellow. The yellow can go out of play, that's not an issue. What he can't do is remove the red.
Just thinks he's thrown a fraction more weight this time. He's telling the boys to go easy on it. Trying to get the swing. I think it's just a little bit heavier this time, Pete. Yeah, just a little fraction extra weight.
Yeah, that looked a bit heavier than the last one. And they were actually sweeping that to try and make it swing and just clip the red, but didn't make it. So a really hard shot. It's a low percentage shot when you're playing it, but it's one that the Leeds practice a lot of, and they get to play more and more now, laterally in the game with the 5 rock rule, having to chip those shots. So he made 1 out of 2, so I would say a good end from, not brilliant.
Yeah, I would agree, Pete. It's such a trademark shot for the Leeds now. The top teams in the world are making upwards of 85% of these tick shots now, and it's game-winning shots. Scott's boys trying to get a good shot round here on top of the 4-foot. Very well played. All lined up, so not easy for Norway to take a double and move the played stone out of play.
I think I'll just be looking to half this off, Dave. If he gets really lucky, hits it just off nose, spins the red out the 4-foot, and maybe moves the yellow across 6-8 inches, but it's a high risk shot if you bang it straight in the nose and put it straight back. So he's just going to half this off.
What he doesn't want to do, Pete, is go for that shot, end up missing the back one and leaving his shooter up there as well.
Yeah.
Good shot.
So I think we'll see this for the next 3 or 4 shots here. Scotland, Paterson will be looking to guard, and Norway and Ulsrud will be looking to take the guards off. So at the moment, Ulsrud's last shot has got the 1 foot to aim at.
Came off a wee bit.
The guards continue and they keep taking them off.
Line's good.
Line's good. Needs to curl.
As soon as Ulsrud gets a chance, if you happen to
High,
see any of the red, I'm
mate.
pretty sure he'll try and move that one. It's
Gotta
quite a
get it
small
moving.
target to
Gotta
draw
get it
to with his
moving.
last stone.
Hard! Hard!
I don't think there's any doubt in that, and this might be his opportunity, Dave. That's not curled as much as they were hoping, so this black red, you can see probably half, but in the way this ice is swinging, effectively that's wide open, so Bumpy playing down weight, hack weight, he'll be looking to hit that and roll maybe a foot across towards Thomas's brush.
Yep, I would agree, Pete. He wants to put it back into open if he can. But number one thing is making sure he takes us out now. He's got a big opportunity here. It's pretty much a wide open take out. Tight for line though. Very tight for line.
Okay.
It was not really a great shot at this stage in the game from Bumpy.
Well, that's a big let off for Team Paterson.
That's a fraction
And
less
actually,
than that.
is that red? No, I don't think that red guard's in play, blocking out turn draw. It's wide enough that it's not going to come into play. So another guard required here. Kyle.
Halfway.
Looking to be a little further up this time and also beyond that centre line.
Wait, only line's good.
Line's good, like.
Line's good. Line's good.
Boys working it hard.
Cuddle.
They need it to run a little bit further.
Gotta go.
Yeah.
Past halfway.
Gotta get it.
If you leave this too long with the swing on the ice, it's not guarding too much. They wanted probably another 5-6 feet
just
closer
getting
to
the
the
weight
rings.
down.
Yeah, but another 3 metres further up, Peter would say. Just up to that black dot is just short of the house.
Yeah.
It was ideal target space,
Gå
but
litt inn da.
probably done its job.
I verste fall, jam, så er det bare 8 fot.
No, he's going to take it off. So peel weight, remove the red. Ooh, big push at the end there, Dave. That's quite unusual.
Yeah, big weight from target.
Egen.
Now that's the risk he took, Pete. He's just missed the back when I left. Another yellow up front. That's blocked the in-turn draw now.
Yeah.
You want to
So
come
he's
here?
now down to one hand that he can play for his last shot.
Just past that yellow. Yep.
Close but no cigar with that one.
Yeah. I don't quite know who there wasn't a lot of science behind that.
Yeah, even 3 or 4 is not a disaster, is it?
Yeah, because if he'd taken the back red out, Dave, that yellow would have probably rolled 3-5 inches less, so it would have moved the game away from the centre of the house towards probably the edge of the 4 foot.
Here
But
high,
as you say,
boys.
high
Here
risk,
high.
didn't
high.
work out, so
Line's
advantage
good.
back
Whoa.
to Paterson.
Tight. Line's good.
Line's
Line's
good.
good.
Line's
Line.
good.
Line's good. Cuddle. Whoa, line's good. Line's good. Whoa. Sit. Wait.
Good.
Maybe we're curled a bit. It's
Kyle Worrell just gone a little bit too far off this time. I think you'll see him going for one in the house this time.
Curler.
back
Sitt
Absolutely.
der.
Backline!
Må være backline, Torger. Det hjelper ikke å dytte den dit og ut av 4 fot. Det curler her.
been clear with his instructions, telling the target at the other end what shot he wants, so nobody in the team's in any doubt what the call is. Saying that, there must be some doubt because he's coming down to have a chat.
Jeg tror det er beste sjansen vi får.
Torger just checking exactly where the stone is that's lying in the house, how far he's going to move it.
Får shotten ut av 4 fot.
Torger's asking for backline weight, which is a very, very light weight. And Ulsrud said he wanted bumper weight, enough to move it out of the rings, which I think is the right shot. He's got to open up, you don't want to just touch it back.
And he'll err on the tight side here if he's playing hack or bumper, because he can remove the guard and roll into the house.
Hack. Yep. Hack.
Sweeping hard for line now. Oliver trying to get a bit of draw into this. Is he going to get enough of it to get it out?
Yeah, it's a good shot.
Very well played.
He's not
Just
bothered whether
hangs
that
over
red
there.
stays in or not. That shouldn't count. Shouldn't come into the equation at the end of this. So that was a good shot.
You
That
kinda
guard
have
just
to-
over curling, and you
I'm
could
just
hear them
thinking if
screaming.
you get
to
no room
get
for
off
error,
because
if we're
they knew
short,
it was
he's
going a
short.
bit too far.
And if we're here, he's probably playing this.
So I think now they're going to play the tap on the yellow, Dave, and roll, or they're going to draw.
This we get here.
If you make this perfect. I'm just thinking that kills 2 birds with 1 stone. I know what you mean with the draw.
I think we've got to play barrier lane, keep it a little bit easier for line, June.
Whatever weight you want to throw at it.
Barrier.
Okay.
mind's made up. That's going to be a barrier weight out turn. Hit that yellow stone that we're looking at and roll across behind the red one that's covering the edge of the 1 foot circle. And you heard him saying kill 2 birds with 1 stone, so he's removing the yellow and looking to play a roll at the same time.
Yeah, I did talk about playing the draw, Pete. It's a very small area to draw into, and there's such a big swing and the guard's fairly far out that Ulsrud would probably be able to either follow it down, tap it back, or play off his own one and make Paterson have a difficult shot. So Ross Paterson's first shot, last end of the game here in the city of Perth Mercure Masters for 2019. Duncan Menzies working it really hard to try and keep it straight, does not want to roll too far here.
No, that's not ideal. Okay. I know you said Duncan's a good Super Dave. He's certainly getting plenty practice today, and they do say practice makes perfect. So try and drive this red into the backlands if he can.
Just wants to open up the centre because again the yellow guard is so long. No matter where Paterson puts it, if he puts it right behind it, it'll give him the whole 4 foot to draw. And skips of Ulsrud's quality, all they ask for is the 4 foot for the last stone.
Yeah, just that shot from Ross there. He's obviously confidence is high, having got to a Grand Slam final, but it was a difficult shot, hit and a roll. Maybe the draw might have been a higher percentage shot. You get one in, he takes the guard off, you can then guard it again. I think he was scared where the yellow was that Thomas could have come in off it.
So here we go, Thomas Ulsrud, out turn clearing shot, trying to just pick the red guard off.
He's done that.
Does that successfully. So Ross Paterson will now.
So he's got this yellow rock for cover, but as you said, Dave, he gets around that. He's half in the 4 foot grey circle. So the target area for Ulsrud improved. About 5 minutes he was aiming at the white circle in the middle. He's now got pretty much the whole of the grey circle
a good one in there.
to aim at if Ross plays a successful shot here.
Like that's the same as what you were getting.
Same weight as you threw for your 1 and 6, I think. Yeah, your second 1 and 6 is good. Yeah.
So they're just giving him confirmation that the ice hasn't changed. It's the same weight as he threw 2 ends ago coming this way. So building up the skip's confidence to throw this last rock.
Big shot for Ross Paterson.
Yeah, if he wants to.
Winner of this game goes into the A Road qualifier tomorrow.
Line.
This is the A Road semi-final.
Line's good.
Line's good, boys.
Wait there. Mike. Mikey, if anybody.
So Davis, you've got your stopwatch. You time this just to check
Really
it's the same
well.
speed as earlier on in the game.
Yep, well, there was, earlier on they were saying 14 and a half seconds.
Go.
Hog to hog for T high, and that one clocked at 14.8, which would just mean it's fractionally short, so I don't think the ice has changed the weight much.
Good. Ask them a question.
No, I think you're right. If that had been 14 and a half, it would have been T-line, so ice hasn't changed too much. There are times actually when you've played in Perth here that during the game it gets a little bit slower and then the plant kicks in because there is the ice temperature's controlled, and if it starts getting too warm then the plant kicks in and pumps more brine through the pipes to cool the ice down again. It can actually get, the ice can speed up towards the end of a game, so
that was possibly the case, Pete, in the previous days with the old ice plant, when the potentiometers were set further apart for the compressors to kick in and out. With the new plant we have here now, it's a lot much finer line. So he's deciding here not to go for the draw. He's going to play a back ring weight and just try and come round and tap that red one back a couple of feet.
Are you surprised by this? I'm really surprised by that call.
Front end guys have changed his mind definitely, because that tap back, he's got to move that red a long way. You've got to move it back 5-6 feet to score shot rock.
He's not confident draw away. There's still a bit of discussion going on here.
Akkurat bite. Gi oss arbeidsro. Vi regner med at linja grei. Ja, greit. Jeg satser på det som
Okay,
I
so here we
sjette
are.
omgang.
Last stone of the game. Ulsrud makes it, he's into the A Road final. If he misses it, he's into the B Road, and ultimately will have to play a couple of extra games.
Let's see how this goes down. He's
Bumpy likes
Supers,
it.
supers aren't. They're not.
He's saying get the T-way.
Yeah, they've got to go now, I think.
Down to you guys. What time do you get that one, Dave?
Is it late to start, Pete? So it should be about there. 14:48. It shouldn't be far away if they can hold it straight. He's curling.
It's the line that's the problem now.
Curling on top of the red, Pete. Oh no, he's come up short. Wow.
Yeah, surprise.
He had the weight, it was just the line, he was just a little bit light. If they'd swept it all the way, they would definitely have got there, but it's...
Yeah, I think you
A
need
steal.
Duncan on that one early on to straighten it up, because that just overcurled his weight was fine. And as you said, a steal there to Paterson.
Steal for Paterson. Paterson wins the game 5 shots to 4 and advances tomorrow morning's final of the A Road qualifiers. And Thomas Ulsrud drops down to the B Road. Good game though, Pete, some good ends. I think overall the Scots boys probably rode their luck a few times out there with a few rubs off the guards, especially that one when they went 3-2 ahead, when they really should have gone 4-2 down at the fourth end. So we'll look back now and see a few of the key shots. Ulsrud at first end, drawing around the centre guard, beautiful shot, taps it back, and Paterson ended up throwing his shot away. He couldn't do anything with that.
Yeah, that was a result in a steal of 1 for Norway there. Second end here, Dave.
Lovely shot from Ross Paterson. Mike Goodfellow swept it really well to get extra draw on it. Scored us 2 points to lead by 2 shots to 1.
And this is Howard getting a bit excited. And on to Thomas's shot. Similar to the one at the first end in turn. And that was the one that just didn't curl enough for him. He was trying to get 2 there. I ended up scoring 1.
It's almost a mirror image of his shot at the first end. So Ross Paterson, I watched this one. This is the one that takes a deflection. It's way wide. Catches that, ricochets off it, and slides onto the button. And jams on the back one to score 1. I have to say, Pete, that was probably the turning point in the game as far as the scoreboard was concerned.
Yeah, take your luck when it's going, and he certainly got a big slice there. So this was a shot for 2. Yep, nice shot. So now we take their 2 there in the 5th end. We go 4-3 up.
Turn from Ulsrud, shaves past the guard, doubles it, rolls across, cracking shot, and forces Ross Paterson to draw in here.
Yeah, which he makes. Nice shot from Ross. Well judged again by the sweepers, I think. T-weight.
Comes down nicely, scores as 1, facing 3.
And this is the last shot of the game here. The weight's okay. This is curling, and then once it starts moving, really difficult to keep it straight. So they'll be disappointed. I would have fancied Ulsrud making that, but as it is, great steal for Paterson. He moves into the A Road final, continues his good run of form, and Team Ulsrud drop down to the B Road.
And from Peter Smith and myself, David Hay, thanks for watching. We wish you a good evening wherever you're watching around the world, and please join us again at 11:15 local time tomorrow morning for the next round of play in the finals of the A Road.